Buck Henry's career skyrocketed in the 60s and 70s, garnering praise as a screenwriter, producer, director, and occasional actor. Not to mention being a frequent host of Saturday Night Live in its infancy, so much so that he was almost another cast member. He first found success in 1967 as co-creator and screenwriter of Get Smart, developing the series with Mel Brooks. The spy parody laid the basis for both his notoriety and satirical style, reflected thereafter in most of his films and all of the television shows he had a hand in. During that time, Henry would write the screenplays for The Graduate, Catch-22, What's Up, Doc?, The Owl and the Pussycat, and The Day of the Dolphin, each one a considerable box office draw, and many of which he had an acting role or a cameo in. He capped off the 70s by co-directing Heaven Can Wait with Warren Beatty, and by creating the pioneering science fiction television parody, Quark. Starring Richard Benjamin in the title role as Captain Adam Quark, the show followed the escapades of a galactic garbage scow. In addition to Quark, there were the Bettys, one of which is a clone, although they both insist they are the original. Jean, from a race described as having chromosomes from both men and women, the least beneficial gender expressing itself at the most inopportune moments. Ficus, a humanoid plant species with no emotion and great intellect, evoking Mr. Spock. And Andy, a clumsy-looking robot built from spare parts who wasn't programmed for courage.
We give up.
There was also a befuddled science officer, Dr. O.B. Mudd, seen in the pilot but was MIA thereafter. Most episodes started with Quark given a new assignment by Palindrome and his boss, the Head, a hirsute giant cranium residing on Space Station Perma 1. These tasks, even when they appeared otherwise, were usually the shittiest jobs in the galaxy. While the episodes were mildly funny, it was more entertaining to see which science fiction trope, film, or TV show would be satirized that week. Star Wars, Star Trek, 2001: A Space Odyssey, and the Flash Gordon serials were all fodder for the series. Star Trek, though, was the main inspiration, surpassing the other sources by far. Mirror, Mirror, Shore Leave, and The Deadly Years all served as the basis for episodes. Alas, the general public wasn't ready for a science fiction parody show in the late 70s. It's 8 episodes all that would be produced. Quark's real lasting legacy was as an inspiration. Galaxy Quest, Spaceballs, and Robot Chicken all owe a debt to Buck Henry and his short-lived series. Buy the DVD set Quark the Complete Series by clicking on the links in this video's description. Doing so will help support Alterpast. You can read the original blog post about this subject at alterpast.wordpress.com. Thanks for watching. This is Will Carlson, and I'll see you in the Alterpast.